I just don't understand some people. I really don't. As a nurse, I shouldn't have to put up with this.
I just heard about the nurse Anna thing where her kid is flinching. And me personally, I grew up in an African household. So physical bodily discipline was the norm. I never in my life flinched though. My sisters, my siblings, we don't flinch if my mom is near us and it's like a casual. So that kid is very scared of her. Very scared.
I did not know that Nurse Hannah, the lady with the video of her kid flinching, was the same person from the 17 diapers video. I had no clue that they were the same person. I can argue that flinching is a natural reaction, and it is. But the way that boy flinched, he flinched in fear.
But you'll notice that the child is fearful of his father. He flinches. The wife excuses his behavior. He says they scare each other and that they are playing. But you can clearly see by this video, there is no playing going around. This child flinched.
This one's mom's water. So I cleaned the house for 3 hours, so I get to have this.
Okay, so on.
Do I love my child? Yes, 100%, of course. I don't spend $20 on clothes for myself. Why would I spend $20 on him? So I just paid $600 in tithing, and you guys were freaking out over it.
Yes, she's more than happy to spend $600 each month in charity to give to her church. But the thought of her spending $30 on a jacket to give to her son is just too much. Where is the motherhood instincts? Like, what is going on?
A lot of people are saying that this is child neglect.
Ew. That's gross.
Those who think I'm mom shaming, rest assured, I believe that you live in filth.
I don't care how sick you are. I don't care. I do not mom shame. I mean, I don't really care if you don't agree with me.
Gross? Yeah. Grimy? Yeah. Neglect? No.
Nurse Hannah has reportedly been arrested. This news is all over TikTok.
Nurse Hannah, a mother of 2 children, gained notoriety as a content creator whose TikTok profile primarily revolved around capturing attention with relatable and provocative content about family life and her experiences as a nurse. Her rise to viral fame began with the infamous 17 diapers video, where she documented herself picking up 17 soiled diapers from her floor.
7. I think if I counted right, that's 17 diapers lying around my house. No wonder my house friggin' stinks. This is the infamous video going around the internet right now, and there's a lot of people with a lot of thoughts on it. So let's just dive in and talk about it. A lot of people are saying that this is child neglect and that you owe your children a clean, safe environment, and that keeping diapers scattered all around the house, 17 dirty diapers, is neglectful, and that is a biohazard. My opinion is that yes, you do owe your child a clean, safe environment. I personally don't think that it is child neglect to leave diapers around the house. Newborns pee constantly. 17 diapers could be a couple of days. Gross? Yeah. Grimy? Yeah. Neglect? No.
This raw portrayal of the chaos of parenting resonated with many, earning her public sympathy and a wave of attention. The video opened doors to podcast interviews and articles that spotlighted her struggles as a mother, propelling her into the social media spotlight. However, the moment of fame was short-lived. Fans began to scrutinize her content more closely, noticing unsettling dynamics in her household, particularly involving the way she and her husband interacted with their children. Allegations of child abuse started circulating after a video surfaced, showing their young son flinching during an interaction with his father. This sparked outrage online and raised concerns about their parenting practices.
In the first video, what you'll notice is that the kid reaches for a chicken nugget. His father sees that he's got his hands in the chicken nugget, so his father reaches for a chicken nugget. He's planning to flick him there, but then the son learns what his father is going to do, so he takes his hand out of the chicken nuggets and he reaches for a French fry. Now notice this very important detail. The father never grabbed a chicken nugget. Instead, he stuck his hand into the French fries so that he could flick his child. They aren't playing around. The child isn't laughing. The demeanor of the father is not playful. They're having dinner. In the second video, you'll notice that they are at the grocery store grocery shopping. The father grabs something out of the freezer section and he goes to put it into the cart. But you'll notice that the child is fearful of his father. He flinches. The wife excuses his behavior. He says they scare each other and that they are playing. But you can clearly see by this video, there is no playing going around. This child flinched.
The situation escalated quickly, leading to investigations by authorities, and now both Hannah and her husband face potential legal repercussions. With the possibility of jail time looming, many are asking, how did things spiral so drastically for Nurse Hannah? What led her from TikTok stardom to becoming a person of interest in a child welfare case? Hannah's TikTok profile describes her as a long-term care travel nurse and a mother. With over 400,000 followers, her platform initially served as a space to share the highs and lows of her life. Early on, her content focused on the challenges of working in long-term care nursing. She often vented about controversial and frustrating aspects of her job, detailing how draining and overwhelming it was to manage an excessive patient load, endure long hours, and feel underpaid for her efforts. These candid accounts struck a chord with many viewers, especially those who could relate to the struggles of frontline healthcare workers.
I think people need to be a little bit less crazy, because there's a mom trying to make a cute, relatable video, cleaning up like, hey, look, I got a little grimy, I'm sorry. Sorry. But instead, she's getting attacked because of the dirty diapers. And you see people doing these like clean out my car videos all the time, and they will have like weeks of cups stacked up, and you don't see them get attacked to the same level as a couple of days of diapers. That's what's sad. This is why moms are afraid to make content, is because they get eaten alive for everything, and anytime there's a slightest bit of grime, people are like, CPS.
But as her following grew, so did the criticism. One particular video attracted significant backlash. In this post, she controversially claimed that the only real difference between a licensed practical nurse, LPN, and a registered nurse, RN, was the title itself.
Now, I'm not trying to trigger anybody from this. I'm just honestly giving my opinion between an LPN and an RN and what it is compared to like the State Board of Nursing. So an LPN can do the exact same things as an RN besides two things. An LPN can't hang blood and an LPN cannot do the initial assessment. Both of these things you don't see in long-term care. Long-term care is not the only specialty for an LPN. It's the most common, but it's not the only specialty. I've worked in long-term care for the last 7 years and I absolutely love it. If I wanted to go somewhere else, I probably could. I could go out there and do some searching and find another job, but I honestly love long-term care and I won't ever leave like permanently. I haven't done a whole lot of research when it comes to pay, but I do know a lot of LPNs that get paid equal to or more than an RN in a hospital. Now, when it comes to pay, you guys might think that there's a big difference, but honestly, there's not that big of a difference. That's another nice thing about long-term care is that you can negotiate your pay. Whereas in a hospital, it's usually what you get is what you get, but in long-term care, you can usually negotiate your pay rates. So legally, when it comes down to like the Board of Nursing and everything, it's just those two things that separate us. And sometimes it's not even pay that separates us. So a lot of people call LPNs your low-paid nurses. But honestly, we're not that low paid.
This statement infuriated many in the medical community who felt that it undermined the rigorous training and qualifications required to become an RN. The controversy marked the beginning of a shift in public perception. A recent comment ignited controversy when healthcare professionals swiftly debunked it, highlighting that registered nurses, RNs, have a far broader scope of practice, greater responsibilities, and higher educational requirements than licensed practical nurses, LPNs. The backlash was immediate and fierce. Many healthcare workers criticized the remark for minimizing the critical expertise and vital role of RNs, sparking debates across social media. The fallout didn't stop there. Some viewers even questioned the speaker's competence as a healthcare professional. To them, someone who frequently complains about the job while downplaying essential qualifications sent the wrong message. Critics also pointed out that the statement not only insulted RNs, but also undermined the legitimacy of LPNs as skilled professionals in their own right.
The only difference between an LPN and an RN are just those little letters. That's kind of it, you know? LPN, RN. That's really the main difference. Less school, same amount of money. Less school, same different like specialties. Travel nursing with less school. Flexibility, less school. What's wrong with being an LPN? We're real nurses. If I were to go back to school and choose between RN and LPN, I would choose LPN over and over and over again. There's really not that many differences out there. So if you're questioning whether you want to become an LPN or an RN, how much school do you want to be in? Because if you want to work, be an LPN. If you want to get out and work, be an LPN. If you want to sit in school, be an RN. I think the main reason to get your RN is if you want to like become a nurse practitioner, if you want to go to CRNA school. But if you just want to work bedside, be an LPN. LPN, there's nothing wrong with being an LPN. Because we're not low paid, we're not fake nurses, you're a real nurse, you're needed, we're wanted, be an LPN. I have no regrets becoming an LPN. No regrets.
While some initially saw her statements as genuine frustrations, others began to suspect a deeper strategy at play. Critics alleged she was deliberately stirring the pot, steering her content to maximize engagement on her account. Despite mounting backlash, Hannah didn't shy away from the heat. Instead, she leaned in, doubling down on her divisive tactics. Her content, designed to split opinions, kept her firmly in the spotlight, fueling endless debates about her intentions. One of the first major videos to spark outrage was her shocking revelation that she was 25 weeks pregnant and had skipped prenatal care entirely. Her reasoning? She boldly claimed it wasn't necessary. The internet erupted, with many questioning not just her choices, but the message it sent to her audience. Yet, criticism seemed to embolden her further. Instead of backing down, Hannah continued to create content that thrived on controversy, cementing her reputation as a digital provocateur. The question now is whether this strategy can sustain her fame, or if it's only a matter of time before the backlash catches up to her.
I mentioned that I don't do a whole lot of prenatal care in another video, and that ruffled some of y'all's feathers. Insurance has been tricky the last 2 pregnancies, and so I haven't been able to go as much as I would have liked to, but it's also helped me realize that you can grow healthy babies without a whole lot of prenatal care, so I'm not really that worried. We did finally get our insurance figured out after like freaking 10 months. But we finally figured out our insurance. Basically all it took was for me to tell my husband, like, can you please freaking help me? Like I took it upon myself to do the insurance, and I said, I'll figure it out. And I just hit rock bottom, and I was like, can you please help? Like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, fine, tell me who to call. So I gave him kind of a general direction of like, this is what I've been doing. He called a few people, and this man had insurance in like 20 minutes, like a good insurance plan. And I said, why didn't I do this freaking 10 months ago? This is why men are always right. This is why I should never trust myself to do anything by myself. Men are always right, superior, and this is why I need a man in my life, is because I would survive without a man. But anyways, insurance kicks in here in a few weeks. I'm gonna establish care. I probably won't do a million appointments like they probably want me to. I'll probably still keep it pretty minimal, but I am excited to like establish care with somebody, figure out where I'm actually gonna deliver a baby, and go from there.
Claiming that prenatal care was unnecessary, referencing mothers from the 1920s who didn't have access to it, but still raised healthy children. Hannah also revealed that during her first pregnancy, she skipped prenatal visits due to insurance issues, relying on her own judgment to manage symptoms and monitor her baby's health. She went so far as to say her baby would be loved regardless of the outcome. This bold stance coming from a healthcare professional sent shockwaves across the internet. The backlash was immediate and intense. Critics accused Hannah of being irresponsible and neglectful, with many questioning how a nurse could dismiss such a critical aspect of maternal health care. They argued that instead of downplaying the importance of prenatal care, she should use her platform to advocate for it. Social media creators called her out for setting a dangerous example, labeling her actions as lazy and reckless. The outrage snowballed as people expressed disbelief over her undermining one of the most fundamental aspects of pregnancy care. As the criticism mounted, Hannah released a follow-up video claiming that she did in fact believe in the importance of prenatal care, but had faced insurance hurdles that prevented her from accessing it. She explained that she was actively working to resolve the issue and planned to start prenatal care soon. However, her attempt to address the backlash didn't go over well. Many pointed out inconsistencies in her story, noting how she initially dismissed prenatal care as unnecessary, but was now blaming insurance issues. To critics, this backtracking felt more like an attempt to save face than a genuine clarification. accusations of dishonesty and manipulation began circulating, further damaging her credibility as both a nurse and a mother. Just as public opinion seemed to soften after Hannah shared updates about her struggles, mentioning how expensive ultrasounds were in Utah and emphasizing her efforts to eat healthily and monitor her vitals, she reignited the controversy. In a new video, Hannah revealed she had impulsively purchased tickets to see the Sphere in Las Vegas. This revelation left followers fuming. How could she afford a trip to Las Vegas but not prenatal care? For many, it was the final straw, reinforcing suspicions that Hannah's priorities were skewed.
Yes, there might have been one day where there were 17 dirty diapers laying around my house, but hey, at least my family's fed. I guess I have to say it a million times. My family is healthy, my kids are healthy, my kids are happy, my kids are changed. They're fed, their bellies are fed, they're full. Specifically, I'm giving them good food. I'm giving them good memories. But anyways, the Friday Zaxby's deal, you'll always see us there. If it's Friday, just know that we're probably going to Zaxby's. Friday Zaxby's deal is like a buy one, get one free of their tender combo meal things. And let me just say that James was screaming for chicken like before we even left the house. He knows that chicken was coming today. I know a lot of you guys are always saying that I don't give my kids like quality meals. I don't really know why I say kids, like my other one's a newborn. Because no, I'm not a perfect mom. I'm not always making casseroles and homemade bread and sides and salads and fruit. I'm not always doing that. Sometimes for dinner we're having like a quesadilla or something pretty plain and boring. Or sometimes we're going out to eat more than we should. I'm not a perfect mom. I'm just a realistic mom. Realistic mom does not mean bad mom. If you're a realistic mom, seriously, let's be BFFs. Like I'm actually looking for mom friends here.
Back in early August, Hannah, who was at about 31 weeks pregnant at the time, dropped an eyebrow-raising update about her pregnancy. She revealed that she finally sought prenatal care, but here's the kicker. She downplayed its importance. According to Hannah, her midwife allegedly reassured her that waiting until the 3rd trimester for her first appointment wasn't a big deal. Many weren't buying it, speculating she might have deliberately delayed to back up her earlier controversial statements. Even as she shared this update, Hannah stirred more debate. She voiced skepticism about certain prenatal procedures, like the anatomy scan, claiming she didn't see the point of doing it so late in her pregnancy. Her comments sparked heated discussions online, with many questioning her approach to pregnancy care. Fast forward to October, and Hannah welcomed her second child. For a moment, it looked like the controversies might quiet down. But no. Just when the dust started to settle, Hannah lit the internet on fire again with a now viral clip, famously dubbed the 17 diapers video. In the chaotic footage, she documented herself picking up 17 diapers scattered around her house, blaming the mess on postpartum struggles and the absence of her husband to help out.
I don't have a changing table, specific place where I change diapers. I literally just change diapers wherever. If my kid is in the living room, we're gonna put him on the floor and we're gonna change him on the living room floor. If we're upstairs in the bedroom, if we're taking a shower, if I take the diaper off to get in the bathtub, that's where it gets taken off. That's how the diapers end up in the hallway. And then usually I just pick them up, put them in a bag. We don't have a changing table. We don't have, or a diaper pail thing. We just collect them in a bag like this. We have a 3-story house. So then I kind of just throw them towards the stairs. And then the next time I go outside or down to the garage, I just collect what I have and they go in the garbage can downstairs.
Hannah's video sparked a firestorm online, with reactions splitting right down the middle. Some viewers expressed sympathy, noting how overwhelming postpartum life can be, especially when juggling kids and responsibilities. Others, however, were absolutely horrified, slamming her for letting her children live in what they described as unsanitary conditions. Many questioned why she had the time to record the mess instead of cleaning it up. Hannah was quick to defend herself, insisting this was a one-time situation and emphasizing that the diapers in question weren't even full.
So this week I was labeled as the 17 diaper mom. Like, that's literally now my name on TikTok. At first, it was really hurtful. I'm not gonna lie, at first the comments and all the videos I was getting tagged in about everyone making fun of me was pretty hurtful. I simply just thought I was sharing a very realistic moment. Like, hey, postpartum's hard sometimes. That's why I have 17 diapers around my house right now. A mom shaming I did not expect, that's for sure. Then I started to see videos of people on my side with it. They were being kind, they were relating, they were actually being nice to me about it. People saying that I wasn't alone, that they have 17 diapers in their own way lying around their house. Maybe your version of 17 diapers is not being able to get out of bed. Maybe you haven't showered in a week. Or maybe you literally cannot breastfeed your baby because you can't feed yourself. Mom shaming is probably one of the nastiest things that someone could do. No mother out there is perfect, and I mean no one. You parent your kids the way you want to parent them, but my 17 diapers around the house meant that I had 17 clean bums. I would understand the mom shaming if I had my babies in stinky, huge, nasty diapers all day long, because let me tell you, my babies
these bumps, they're never red, that we never have diaper rashes. They're happy, they're healthy, they're cared for, and they're clean. So maybe you don't have 17 diapers around your house, but there is something like that. Because I promise you're not perfect, so once you become perfect, then you can start mom shaming.
Hannah found herself in the middle of a social media storm after defending herself against accusations of rage baiting, denying claims that she intentionally stirred controversy for engagement. Despite her rebuttal, the internet had already begun scrutinizing her parenting. As users revisited her content, more unsettling examples surfaced. In one instance, Hannah admitted she only changed her toddler's diaper after a bowel movement, justifying it by saying there was no point in changing a diaper with just one wet incident unless it was full. Critics slammed this as neglectful, pointing out the potential health risks to her child. The backlash intensified when a chilling video emerged showing her son flinching at his father, a moment viewers interpreted as a possible sign of abuse. The clip, which appeared to capture a genuine moment of fear, quickly went viral. Hannah deleted the video and attempted damage control, claiming the flinch was part of a playful game between her son and his father. She praised her husband as a loving, hardworking dad and accused the internet of twisting the situation. However, the public wasn't buying it. Many argued that the flinch seemed too instinctive to be a game. Some parents even tested similar scenarios with their own children, none of whom reacted the same way. This only deepened suspicions about the dynamics in Hannah's household. As the spotlight intensified, more red flags were uncovered. In one clip, Hannah's husband was seen flicking their son's fingers as he reached for food. In another, the family dined at a restaurant, but their son sat without a meal. Adding to the concern, viewers noticed the child frequently appeared with unexplained bruises in multiple videos. Together, these incidents painted a troubling picture, sparking debates over potential neglect and abuse.
I am a mom to an 18-month-old, and flinching is totally normal. Like, I know he needs a jacket. It's only 8 degrees outside. I know he needs a jacket, but there's gotta be a cheaper one than $35. So I'm gonna give him this morsel of food to tide him over until tomorrow because it's actually nap time, and I'm gonna put him down for a nap right now. No time to stop for a Happy Meal. We're finally putting that $1,500 that my husband spent on hunting to use. I'm going to make sheet pan nachos.
The drama has reached new heights after a video surfaced showing her making some eyebrow-raising comments about cold weather and parenting. In the clip, Hannah complains about the chilly temperature, claiming it's only around 8 degrees Celsius, 46 degrees Fahrenheit. But the real kicker? Her toddler was out shopping at Walmart without a proper winter coat. As if that wasn't enough, viewers were quick to notice that while Hannah herself was bundled up in a thick jacket, she hesitated to buy her son a $35 winter coat, calling it overpriced for something her child would outgrow in no time. The internet went wild. Was this neglect? Or was Hannah simply being thrifty? Either way, viewers weren't having it. Many accused her of putting her child's well-being at risk, and some even took to trying to report her to Child Protective Services, CPS. The only problem? They didn't know her address yet. Enter Tony, a TikTok user known as the Internet Detective, who decided to dig deeper. Tony uncovered that Hannah's husband was allegedly running an unlicensed real estate business from their home, which, as anyone familiar with Utah law knows, is illegal. With this newfound info, Tony traced their address and tipped off the authorities. The Ogden police confirmed that an investigation had been launched, with a detective now handling the case. As the heat turned up, Hannah seemed to take a step back from the controversy. She quickly disabled the comment section on her social media posts and announced she'd be focusing more on YouTube moving forward, perhaps trying to escape the mounting backlash. But was that enough to stop the flood of criticism? Probably not. This whole situation raises some serious questions. Was this just a stunt to grab attention, or is there something more sinister at play? Is Hannah truly neglecting her children, or is her husband the one pulling the strings behind the scenes? And most importantly, what's going to happen to their kids now that the authorities are involved? The answers may be coming soon.
I did not know that Nurse Hannah, the lady with the video of her kid flinching, was the same person from the 17 Diapers video. I had no clue that they were the same person. Now, when her 17 Diapers video came out, I felt for her because postpartum is a real thing and it's a hard thing to go through. So that's why I even did my 17 Diapers video. I never had 17 diapers laying around, but I did go through my own journey of postpartum and it sucks. It's not fun. That being said, the video with her kid flinching did raise some mommy alerts in my head, okay? People can argue that flinching is a natural reaction, and it is. But the way that that boy flinched, he flinched in fear. I work with children, okay? I work with 2-year-olds. And at that age, kids hit, kids push, sometimes they bite. It's all very normal behavior, but it is my job to make sure that I correct those behaviors so that that doesn't become a habit. I have a student of mine that is going through an aggressive stage. I am working with the parents right now because he is hitting, he's pushing. The other day he bit someone. Just this morning, it was too cold for my kids to go outside, so I took out different toys for them to play with. And I took out some magnet tiles. Well, the student that was biting, he passed by to go get some pieces of the magnet tiles, and he passed right in front of a kid, and the kid automatically went like this. He wasn't even trying to hit or bite the kid, but because he has already done that multiple times, the other kid just right away was on guard because he didn't know if he was gonna bite or not. And it's the same thing with that kid in that Nurse Hannah video. Kids flinch, people flinch, it's a natural reaction. But the way that he flinched was a little concerning. The way that he flinched just showed that he was expecting something. And I have seen this reaction from kids in my classroom, that when they do it like that, it's because they're scared or because they're trying to protect themselves from something happening. If I would have seen that type of reaction from a kid in my class to another adult, it would raise some alarms in my head. So I don't know the whole story, so I don't want to judge this family when I don't know them. Also, if what Nurse Hannah is saying is true, does she not look back at her videos? Like when I'm posting my videos, I look back at them before I post them. Did she not think that that would be viewed as bad on social media? Like that people would obviously have opinions about that? So that's what also makes me feel like maybe she's doing that on purpose, right? Because a lot of people think that, you know, good or bad, views are views, right? Maybe she just wants to get a check and that's her decision. But personally, like, is it worth it? Is all that money worth you being viewed as what people are saying right now about her? I don't know, but that's my 2 cents. What do you guys think?
While her earlier content centered on nursing struggles, Hannah soon pivoted to sharing aspects of her family life. The 17 diapers video was a turning point, showcasing her chaotic reality as a solo parent while her husband was away. This glimpse into her life humanized her and drew empathy from viewers, but it also exposed her household to the unforgiving lens of social media scrutiny. As her family became a central focus, commenters began raising concerns about the well-being of her children. The video that sparked the most concern showed her young son appearing visibly distressed during an interaction with his father. The child's flinch led to speculation about possible abuse, with many demanding an investigation. In response to the growing backlash, Child Protective Services and local authorities launched inquiries into the family's home environment. While some fans continued to defend Hannah, arguing that the video might have been misinterpreted, others were convinced that it revealed deeper issues. The controversy surrounding Nurse Hannah has raised broader questions about the ethics of sharing personal and family moments on social media. Critics argue that her decision to document intimate aspects of her life, especially those involving her children, placed undue pressure on them and exposed them to potential harm. Supporters, on the other hand, contend that she was simply sharing her reality and should not be judged harshly for showcasing the challenges of motherhood. As investigations continue, the once relatable figure of Nurse Hannah finds herself at the center of a heated debate about parenting, social media, and the boundaries of online sharing. Whether she and her husband will face legal consequences remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: her journey from TikTok sensation to a figure of controversy serves as a cautionary tale about the double-edged sword of internet fame. But in the meantime, what do you think? Will the authorities find enough evidence to take action, or is Hannah just playing the victim for the clout? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates as this story develops. Stay tuned, because we'll be back with more gossip soon.